Hey everybody, welcome to Chapel, Not in the Chapel. How's it going? Yep. You ever see that movie Groundhog Day? I'm starting to feel like we're living in Groundhog Day. I wake up and today is just the same as yesterday and the day before, and tomorrow is going to be the same as today. It's getting a little old. It's starting to become normal, this not normal thing, and I don't like it. I don't know about you. I've been thinking a little bit about what it was like when I could actually be outside and be doing things, and of course, this has me thinking about when I was your age. Yep, I know. It was way back, a long time ago. Everything was in black and white. But I've told you before, I grew up in Indiana, and I've also told you before that Indiana is very boring. But one of the things I used to love to do, and I would do it basically every day throughout the summer, was go fishing. Um, I actually had a real fishing rod. I didn't have to make one, but I had a little fishing rod, and every day I'd hop on my bike and I'd ride down through the cornfields. I lived on a gravel road, and I'd ride down on the gravel road, and then I'd go to the creek, and I'd fish there every day, and I loved it. I would even catch my own bait. And then I'd fish for the fish. And sometimes I caught fish. If I did catch a fish, I'd just throw it back. But a lot of times I never caught a fish, but I still loved it. There was something really nice about just being outside, sitting by the water, breathing in the fresh air. And I miss it. I really do miss it. Well, there's a story in the Bible about going fishing. Actually, there's a lot of stories about going fishing. When I told you about Jesus and his disciples, some of those disciples were fishermen. That was their job. So of course there's going to be stories about fishing. And you can imagine that Jesus probably liked going fishing. If he hung out with fishermen, they probably had to catch some fish every once in a while. So we had the Easter thing, the most amazing thing ever. Jesus dies. He comes back to life on Easter. And then he starts having these random appearances to his disciples. Well, we have a story that I love, where the disciples, they haven't seen Jesus for a couple days, and we find them back fishing, which was their old job. They kind of just went back to what they were used to. And there they are, they're on a boat and they're fishing, and the boat's not that far from the shore, and here comes Jesus walking along the beach. And they don't know it's Jesus, which I find interesting. And Jesus calls out to them and he says, hey guys. They're like, oh, what's this guy doing? Why is he yelling at us? He says, you catch anything? Now, they didn't fish with fishing rods like I did. They fished with these giant nets. And here they are, they got their nets in the water, and they're like, nope, haven't caught anything. We've been out here all day, and we're actually about to head in. And Jesus says, well, why don't you just try putting your nets on the other side of the boat? And you can imagine these fishermen going, are you kidding me? Who is this guy? What does he even know about why didn't we think of that? Let's just put our nets on the other side of the boat. Sure, whatever. But why not? They haven't caught anything. They'll give it a try. So that's what they do. They put their nets on the other side of the boat. And just like that, the nets are so heavy, they're so full of fish that they can't even lift the nets to bring it back into the boat. And that's when it occurs to them, the guy on the beach is Jesus, the guy who did all those miracles all that time we knew him. And here he is, back from the dead, still doing amazing miracles. And they're so excited. In fact, Peter, one of the disciples, jumps out of the boat and he goes like swimming and dog paddling as fast as he can to get to the boat, or to get to the shore. And he's like, hey, Jesus, what's going on? And they hug, and it's an amazing, amazing story. And it's a reminder that Jesus is anything but normal. And I think we have a tendency to get a little bit lost in our day-to-day, to get lost in the normal. And when this is all over, when this whole pandemic ends and we go back to normal life, there will be some really nice things about doing what's normal. But I want to encourage you to remember that a life with Jesus is far from normal. In fact, a life with Jesus is extraordinary. And when we come back to normal, I want you to think of ways that you can live into the life Jesus has called you to. Live into a life where you appreciate the fresh air, where you appreciate being with other people and loving people and serving people, and give them big hugs, just like Jesus did with his disciples. Will you pray with me? Dear God, you are awesome. Thank you for normal. Thank you for being bigger than normal. Please help us be extraordinary. We love you. Amen. All right, I love you guys. I miss you. Have a good week.